40 years ago, the slimes were exiled from Arcadia because of what my father did. This chest contains the information to prevent it from happening again.
So, what exactly did your father do?
He found something called the Ender. He unleashed it upon the world and it wiped out millions.
But why?
That's what I spent the past 40 years trying to find out.
Hey, what's up, survivalists? It's TeamWnJ here. Welcome to episode 64 of the Levaslier production diary. What's going on, Cametine, Angelo, Keegan, Titanheart, and Josiah? I see that Angelo has written 5 more days. 5 more days till what? I'm not sure what your 5 more days is referring to. And so I bet Jay was getting ready for his drink. No, my drink is getting ready for me. It's way too hot. I got a cup of tea today. Hey, finally, I got the Kurumi cup on stream too. Cam is right. Yes, guys, don't forget to start the stream off with a like. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Cool. Yeah, we got some exciting stuff to talk about today. I met up with my friend Dade, and apparently he was pretty well known back in the day for doing Minecraft animations as well. And we met up and we talked about a whole bunch of things that could happen with the, not just like the Minecraft animation space, but the animation space in general. And the whole entire reason we decided to meet up was because I wanted to research motion capture with him, and he was really interested. So that was literally the entire point of the entire meeting. And we spent like 6 hours together or whatever, right? Anyway, let me switch over the screen just to show what has happened so far. I'm not sure what Angelo was referring to when he said 5 more days. Oh, but there is something I need to talk about though. There is 1 more day left. There is literally 1 more day left because tomorrow I'm getting my VR headset. I just purchased the I've just purchased the Oculus Rift S. That's the one. Oculus Rift S. And it's being shipped over tomorrow. I'm going to get it. It's going to be fun. I think I'm going to start off with playing something light like a VR chat or I don't know, guys. Recommend me some cool games. Anyway, I did find this one really cool VR game that I want to stream as well. So yes, I do live in Australia, Keegan. I found this game, right? Only I can run VR. Harry can't run VR. He only has a PC. Harry's not here today, by the way. But I found a co-op game that requires one person to be in VR and the other person to be on a PC. And it's like a stealth game. So what I have to do as the person with the VR is I'm going to like sneak around, right? In this like little facility, and I've got like ninja stars that can throw people. But Harry, he's like the computer hacker. And he has access to all the security cameras inside the building that I'm sneaking around in. He can also hack into the doors to open up the doors. And all the guards are like robotic, so he can hack into the guards and kill the guards off. He can, not only does he have a floor plan where he can see the entire layout of the building, he can hack into each individual security camera. And me in VR, I should be able to watch his camera swivel around, and it'll be super cool. Josiah says, once you have the headset, can we play VRcraft together? Vivecraft? Wait, is that a mod or something? Vivecraft? Wait, hang on, Josiah, do you have a VR? Yeah, let's do VR Minecraft together. I saw this video that was like spending an entire day in VR Minecraft to see what happens. I want to try that. It's just, oh, dude, I thought to myself, oh, it's just that I won't be able to go eat or whatever, or go to the bathroom. But like, I just remembered, on the Rift S, you can actually hit a button and you can see through the lens, and it'll use the cameras on the outside to project the outer world to you. I have no idea how that's gonna work, but like that would be super cool. Imagine if it had like built-in infrared lights and whatever, and you could turn on like the night vision mode or whatever. That'd be cool. Angelo says Beat Saber, VR chat, and Minecraft. That's true. I could get Minecraft because that's pretty chill as well. Beat Saber, I'm not really that into music, but yeah, VR chat and Minecraft would be pretty cool. So there is like a burger something. It's Burger King. What? The Diner Duo? What? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. Jaws says I don't have VR yet, unfortunately. Yeah, dude. I was ready to pay the full price, but I was waiting for a discount, and I'm like, Okay, if you go onto Amazon Australia, which is where, because I'm buying the Oculus one, right? Oculus recommends you buy from Amazon. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe there'll be a Christmas sale on Amazon. But, like, if there was a Christmas sale, if you Google up Amazon Australia Christmas sale, you'd expect some sort of result to pop up, right? From, like, 2018, 2017, about some crazy Christmas sale. But there's absolutely nothing about it. So I'm doubting the existence of this Christmas sale. Especially for the tech space, because, like, yeah, there are sales for, like, clothes and whatnot, but, like, I'm not trying to buy clothes. So I was like, oh, whatever, I'm ready to pay the full price anyway, I'll just buy it, whatever. Keegan asks, if you live in Australia, do you know that bushfires in NSW, because I live near one of those bushfires. Oh, damn, UK? Yeah, I did hear about there are horrible bushfires over in Perth and in Sydney as well. I did hear that one of the planes that are supposed to drop water on the fires, one of those planes actually crashed. But the pilot is okay. Hey, what's going on, Adam? What's going on? Yeah, a long time no see. You done with school now? Titan Giant says, would you like an Assassin's Creed VR game? I would absolutely love that. Joe, I started playing Dying Light. I just got Dying Light with Harry a few days ago, and there's this one moment in Dying Light that I swear to God, I was like, I looked off one of the buildings, and I'm like, holy moly, that looks cool. Hang on. I do want to show you guys Dying Light if you have never seen it before, because I've been eyeing this game for so long. I feel like gameplay-wise, this game is an absolute masterpiece. Now, I know this is an animation stream, so I don't want to spend too long playing this, especially for new viewers who are just joining in, right? Well, let me just show you what I mean. Also, guys, if you're on our Discord server, I just dropped something into the sharing tab. It's like a video analysis on how in the Halo games and Bungie games, right? It's a first-person shooter game. Why do they set the crosshair to be underneath, like not in the center of the screen, but lower a little bit? And it's like it's a pretty cool breakdown. Anyway, if you've never heard of Dying Light before, it's a zombie survival game that includes
most
parkour
of the
as well.
runners out of action. Brecken wants the scouts to take their place. That means me. We're supposed to go for the next airdrop right before sunset. Jade will be showing me the ropes. Yeah, that won't be awkward at all.
Okay, anyway, like I was saying, if you like Assassin's Creed, you'll definitely like this. If you like Dishonored, you definitely like this. If you like Mirror's Edge, you will definitely like this. It's first-person parkour, but it's also co-op, right? Some of the vibes here, especially the color schemes and whatnot, give me the Division vibes, but the Division did come out after Dying Light. This game came out so long ago. I think it was like 2016. That is 3 years ago. Was it 2016? Hang on. Okay, Google. Oh, sorry if I just triggered anyone's. I'm so sorry. Okay, Google. What the fuck? Come on. Okay, Google. When did Dying Light come out? Dying Light came out January of 2015. That's 4 years ago. And it won Game of the Year. Gameplay-wise, I think it's absolutely superb. Take a look at this, right? This game is not for VR yet, but imagine if it was. Let me show you at the exact moment. I looked off this building, and I was like, oh. Like, even without VR, I'm getting these vibes. Imagine if I could see this in, like, the full view. Where am I going? Hang on. Where am I going? I need to get upstairs. Okay. Andrea says it's okay to stream this game. Why would it not be okay, Andrea? Like, for what reason would it not be okay? If you could, like, give me a reason that it would not be okay, then sure. Desire says,
most of the runners out of action. Brecken wants the scouts to take their place.
I actually could run VR, I believe. I just don't have the headsets. Okay. Before you go around buying VR headsets, make sure your computer can actually run it. Because I had, like, Harry was on the verge of buying one, but he didn't. I was like, hang on a second. You can't. You won't even be able to run it even if you had the money for that. The minimum system requirements are a GTX 1060, which I just so happen to have. Okay, anyway, so I was up in this building because there was like a task or something, and you have to like climb this crane. But I jumped on here and I was like, okay. Imagine that in VR. Or even like, okay, you know that I won't fall here because the game won't let you fall, right? But imagine this, okay? Let's say that I jumped off of here. Just by the way this game works, if I try to run off this cliff, oh Jesus, okay. Well, that's exactly what would happen, right? if you run into an object in the game, you don't expect to climb over it, but that could happen. What I just did could very well happen. So I was like edging closer just to see what I could see off the edge without trying to fall off. And as I got there, I was like, oh, dude. Imagine that in VR. Like, imagine that. That would be so cool, right? Just like the chills that you know that feeling? You know that feeling when you're on a roller coaster and you're going down and like you feel like you want to pee? That's the feeling you would get from here, right? Like that's gnarly. I like it. If only. Anyway, this ain't a dying live stream, so I'm just gonna exit the game. It's cool. Back to work. I have not progressed anywhere further. I mean, okay, we were animating this shot last time, right? When he swings the sword. I've done something, but it's not finished yet, because I'm still playing around with the shot, and I feel like I'm gonna need some input from you guys to get a good direction of where to go. Excuse me. Besides, I think motion blur and the running would make you sick. That you could turn motion blur. Okay, I don't think VR games should have motion blur in the game because your eyes have motion blur. Right? If you swing your head super fast, you won't be able to make out fine details and things. And if you put on a VR headset and you're moving your head super quickly, you're not going to be able to make out details and things. I don't think it requires extra motion blur in a VR game. But no, yeah. Andre says making sure you won't get any copyright. No, that doesn't make sense. No, yeah. How do gaming YouTubers play games? And it doesn't make sense. Adam says every game is okay to run live streams. Music is the only thing to worry about. Exactly, yeah. Just as I know I can run it at the minimum for the one I looked at before. Okay. Cam says I was looking at buying the GTX 1070. Okay, hang on, stop right there. If you're gonna buy a GTX, go up to an RTX. As long as your motherboard can support it, like the GTX and the RTX are virtually the same price for better performance. Titan Dragon says, have you heard of a game called Sprint Vector? No, but I have heard of one called Vector, like just Vector, and that's a mobile parkour game that I used to play like way back a few years ago, but I have not. I didn't really like it. Adam says, James, don't do it. You have so much to live for. I can't believe that I actually walked off just now. It's kind of funny. I didn't expect it to actually work. Because when I was trying it, like, I couldn't walk off when I wanted to. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll just walk up to the edge. But I just slipped right off. And just imagine building a 1x1 dirt tower in Minecraft. Yeah, imagine. I wonder what, like, vibes you would get from doing that in VR. Anyway, if I play this right now, you're not going to get anything too satisfactory because there's also no sound effects. So here we go. By the way, I've noticed that the volume of my computer has been ridiculously loud compared to my voice, so I apologize if that's been happening over and over again. Also, is my voice super quiet for any of you guys? Because when I've been watching my streams back, I have to listen to my own voice at like 50 volume when I usually listen to things at like 10 volume. And it's throwing me off whack. Is my voice a bit too soft for anyone? Because I'm just like, I've already maxed out my microphone volume. So maybe there's, I can add a gain filter on, so I can like up my voice a little bit if that's necessary for anyone. Just like let me know, because I'll have to play around with that. Sprint Vector is a big VR parkour game. Okay, let me Google it. Sprint Vector. Cam says GTX 1060 is 300, whereas a RTX 2060 is 500 on eBay. What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. A GTX 1070 is better than an RTX 1060. Like, it has better processing power. That doesn't make sense. Because the comparison for the GTXs and the RTXs are that say you have a 1070 and a 2070, the 2070 should have the exact same processing power plus a little bit more than the 1070, except if you're getting the RTX cards, you're getting same performance but a little bit better, with the added bonus of being able to render ray tracing very quickly. Because the GTXs can still do ray tracing. It's not optimized to do ray tracing. Okay, let's see. Sprint Vector on Steam. Let me mute my Steam real quick. So hang on, mute that. Thank you. Let me not bring it up to the stream. Oh yeah, dude, it is Yeah, it's got like a very distinct art style. That's kind of cool. I feel that when you're doing a VR game, it's much better to target these art styles than it is to try to get photorealism, just because we spend our daily lives in real life and we can see all the little imperfections in real life. So if you try to mimic it, it'll be extremely difficult to. But when you have a very distinct art style like this, it's kind of cool. That being said, though, for me, I'm not a big fan of the art style, so it's gonna have to have some pretty good gameplay to convince me, and I'll check that out after the stream. Angelo says it's not that Premiere audio is loud; it's just your mic is not loud enough. Okay, yeah. No, my Streamlabs audio is correct. It's all set up correctly. I don't know why it's not loud enough. Let me put on a gain filter on right now just to up my own volume. I'm going to add like 5 gain onto myself. Let me know if this is too loud. Okay. I've just added a 5% gain onto my own voice. It's peaking a little bit. Hang on. Test. Okay, this should do something. Does this sound better to anyone else? Like, does my voice sound a little bit better? I just added like a 5 decibels. I don't want to go too high up. I don't want to blow anyone else's ears out. Because I remember there were a few episodes where I did crank my volume up way too high. Add a compressor as well. You should shout when your ears don't get fucked. Okay, yeah, good idea. Let me add a compressor as well. That's a good idea. Compressor, okay. I shouldn't really need to tweak the compressor too much. No, I shouldn't need to tweak the compressor too much. It's just when I go, wah! Okay, that limited. Testing! Is that, like, how does that sound? Not much change? Josiah says, I actually think it's more immersive to have a cartoony art because real life imitation looks so bad. Exactly. It's only when, you're gonna have to wait a few more years before they're able to get true photorealism VR. Yeah. I in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, is there even a need to get true photorealism VR? Because if you want that, why don't you just go outside, right? But then I realized, no. If you do have true photorealism VR, what you could do is, the textures look super realistic, but you can build unrealistic structures. So let's say if I wanted to go into Hemorrhage City from Levaslier, right? I could go into a photorealistic version of Hemorrhage City because that does not exist in real life. But the textures and everything will look so realistic that when I get into there, it will trick my brain into thinking it's real. But you're going to have to give that a few more years. I think it's absolutely possible, though, because everything is just textures and materials, so... But I think it'll be pretty cool. It's just a lot of processing power will be needed. Imagine those days, right? Imagine when tech keeps on getting better and we're getting faster at processing. I'll be able to render Lev within a few seconds. Imagine how much faster I'll be able to make the web series. Just that time will be amazing. That's a good bridge into the topic of this video, the motion capture thing. But before that, Titan Dragon asked me, have I ever played Minecraft in RTX? No, I have not. I don't think it looks that good, to be completely honest. I think my shaders look better than the RTX, the built-in RTX function. Josiah says, I could hear him fine from the beginning, and now he's a tad too loud. Oh, okay. Also, Chave, disabled people could also go outside places. That is a good way to think of things that I have not thought about before, but thank you for bringing that up. That's a great thing. I love it. What's going on? Deandra02 Dizil. He says, yes, hello, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. I'm about to get into the topic of the video here, but let me just... Someone's saying it's a bit too loud, a bit too soft. Angela says, no, mine is completely fine. The thing is, I have to raise my volume up when watching streams. Then after the stream, I get my ears ripped by other videos. See, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen, Angelo, right? That's my problem as well, see? Because whenever I'm streaming, so I have this graph. I'm going to show my Streamlabs right here, right? I use this audio chart to tell me where my audio is. And from my experience and from my eyes looking at this thing, that's perfectly fine. However, when I bring it, and also the desktop audio, right? If I play this, hang on. If I play this, look at the chart, okay? Look at the chart when I play this. See, my voice is significantly louder than that. However, there's a chance that you're not hearing me saying anything right now. Granted, I did just tweak the settings, so you may have been able to hear me a bit clearer. But oh god damn it, in the previous streams, the problem was whenever I did that, I was unable to hear any of the any of my own audio, just because I've completely muted myself out using the what the fuck's happening here? What the fuck's happening here? I completely shifted off my my UI. Give me 1 second. Let me fix this. Okay. Come on. Is that right? Is that right? Alright, I fixed my UI. That's good. Titan says, Adam did ask, is ArcDoc the main character or Arkosh and Levaslier? ArcDoc is the main character. Titan Dragon asked, did you ever think that the Slime's fighting style should be more flexible since they're made out of jello? Yes. Yes. They do have a separate fighting style. Me, especially, because you know how much I am into martial arts and combat. There will be very distinct fighting styles for most characters. The 4 main characters, for example, we have well, you only know Chafe and ArcDoc for now, so I'll just talk about those 2. Chafe is short because he's a dwarf, right? And so to make up for the lack of reach, because in real life when you're short, that's a very big disadvantage. I have first-hand experience because I'm short as hell and I've got short hell arms. Reach is a very big disadvantage, and so his combat style will be mainly focused around getting in very close so that he doesn't have that disadvantage anymore, or using a very long weapon so that he can make up for his reach. ArcDoc, he doesn't have bones, and so he can't get bone brokens, so he can get put into joint locks and he'll be perfectly fine. He'll be able to slip out of those ones. He's also way more flexible in the way that he can move just because he's not limited with bones. So you're going to see both those actually come into play, and they will matter. Adam says Chafeception. Wait, did it do the thing? Hang on. Will it? Is it gonna do the thing where if I move this around? No, I was expecting like my face to be replicated over and over again, so I could just move this and it'll be like, you know, it does like the little squiggly thing. Anzo says, have you checked the settings in Streamlabs? It might be the audio output in the stream. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to check it later because I can't hear. If I hear my voice back right now, it's going to echo over and over again, and it's just I don't want to do that on the stream. Anzo says chafe equals short, chonk equals big. Why? Big chonkus. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to continue animating this while I talk about the motion capture thing, because I think you guys will be absolutely interested in hearing this. Rainimator has actually done some motion tracking himself, and we were looking at his stuff while we were sitting in this bar in the middle of like some dark alley. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that after I take a look at what's wrong with this animation. The problem I have with this animation right now, right, is that he gets picked up. That's perfectly fine. I know he's staying in there. I haven't animated that yet. It's just there's some maybe I'll just finish it first and then I'll give my comments. Okay. Anyway, get out. Motion capture. I was listening to I was at PAX Australia 2019, right? And I was at someone else's panel. These guys are called SMB64, I believe, and they started off as 2 YouTubers, and they started their own animation studio, and they're doing their own web series. I asked the question, how do you make your animation so quickly? And they said, we do motion capture a lot of the time. That saves a lot of time doing manual animation. I go, yeah, of course that would work, right? But previously, I have already looked into and researched a little bit about Minecraft motion capture, and most of the time you get some really strange results. And so I just kind of gave up on it because it wasn't that accessible. Right, I was saying, sorry, Angelo just reminded me. The problem with this shot for me is the camera. I don't really like the camera work in this shot. It feels very floaty and not very realistic. Anyway, Minecraft motion capture, it was not very accessible. I didn't look into it too much. That was, 4 or 5 years ago. Now I'm older, I'm more experienced. So I asked my friend Dade, I'm like, hey buddy, you wanna meet up and look into motion capture? I'm thinking if we could look into motion capture and figure something out, then we could then we could make motion capture more widely accessible. We could start off with Minecraft and then branch out to other like departments. Josiah, no, it was not the 2018 panel, it was the 2019 panel. Cam is right. Yeah, Cam says watch Mineworks old stuff. There was mainly motion capture there. Yeah, that's exactly the research we were looking at. But they didn't release how they did it, right? Neither does Rain release how they do it. Nobody who has done Minecraft motion capture has publicly said, this is how we do it, and here's how you can do it as well. Nobody's ever done that. And I want more people to be able to do this. Thank you for following Chain Reaction 20 over on Twitch. Anyway, so my first thought was, okay, motion capture requires a suit and a device, a bunch of cameras set up to be able to track you. Most people won't have access to the suit. Most people won't have access to a whole bunch of cameras. Let's switch that equipment out. What else can we use that can detect people? Okay, we can use a Kinect, a Microsoft Kinect, an Xbox Kinect, whatever you call it, right? We have a Kinect device. So we're like, okay, we start looking into how we can transfer Kinect data into Cinema 4D or into Maya or into Blender or whatever. And then we find out that the Kinect has been discontinued as of 2019. Or 2018, or something along the lines of that. The Kinect has been discontinued. So the entire plan of our motion capture R&D project was to make motion capture more widely accessible. But if the main device used for motion capture is discontinued, that completely defeats the purpose because nobody will be able to get their hands on said product, right? Because the amount of this product is going to get rarer and rarer, and it's going to be hard for people to get their hands onto it. We're like, shit, that throws a big wrench into our project. Okay, what's an alternative to the Kinect? Well, VR is getting pretty big recently. We have VR sensors to track our position. Let's get a VR sensor. Okay, price has jumped from a Kinect, which costs like $30, to a VR sensor. The cheapest one runs you over $200. So we're like, okay, that's not widely accessible because people don't want to be paying that much money for it. Let's search for a free alternative. And that's when we discovered... I don't remember the name of this exactly, and I wasn't able to find this again, but Dade might remember what it was because it's on his phone. We found an open source motion capture software that is free, and the only technology it requires is a webcam. And so laptops are built with webcams nowadays anyways. That means people don't have to go outside and buy some sort of external equipment in order to do motion tracking. Okay. Only problem with the software is, software currently requires a supercomputer to run. It is also not very accurate at times, and also it can't export any of the data that it captures into a readable format for any major 3D program like Cinema 4D, Maya, or Blender. Those are the three big problems. So basically, us looking at that, we're like, oh, that means it's not very well optimized because it's slow, it's janky, and it doesn't export the stuff that it needs to export, and it also requires a supercomputer, right? But it is open source, and it is free. So if someone skilled enough were to be able to get the software, right, since it's open source, it's probably on GitHub or something, get a hold of it, see what it's written in, and then break it down to see if they can optimize it and export it to a sort of data that maybe start off with just Cinema 4D can read. We would be able to have motion capture enabled on most people's webcams, right? That means everyone watching the stream right now who has access to a computer webcam theoretically should be able to record themselves doing some sort of dance move, put that into 3D software, maybe even Blender because that's entirely free, right? Record themselves doing this, put that into Blender, put a rig onto it, and that rig will be able to do this. Anybody would be able to animate using motion capture that way, as long as you have access to a webcam on a laptop or a computer. Now, the next step after that, the most exciting step probably, is I went up today. We were at a bar together talking about this, right? I said today, hold on. If we could do that, I did this. I did the following motion. I went like this. I took out my phone. I said, I'm gonna put my phone down right here. Imagine if all you had to do for motion capture animation was that movement. Take out your phone, open it up, set the camera on, put it right there. Imagine if you could have motion capture enabled on your mobile device. Everyone here has a phone, right? Like, I'm sure everyone here has a smartphone with a camera function. If all you need to do is have a good enough smartphone, like a modern day smartphone, place it on your table, turn on the camera function, and record yourself, and that data could then be placed, like, anywhere, imagine that, man. That would be so powerful, and I I certainly do want to take a step in that direction. Only problem is that neither myself nor Dade have any experience in software or coding, so we have absolutely no idea what to do. For us, it's just a super cool idea that we can't execute on. Certainly me and myself, like, if I really wanted to do this, yes, we could learn coding specifically for this project and learn how to do this ourselves. But I've got Levaslier to work on, and I don't know what Dade's working on. What's going on here, Ryan Plays? Welcome to the live stream. I did miss quite a few bits of chat, so I'm just going to scroll up and read a bit of this. Angelo says, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I asked who Dade was, and coincidentally, you two were talking to each other. Yeah, exactly. Dade used to live with me. He used to live with me, right? Because we went to school together, we went to uni together, and it was just, like, convenient for us to share places to live in. But he moved out to his own place a while ago, and he switched schools as well, and we've just been contacting through, like, the internet and whatnot, so we haven't like talked for a while. I'm like, at one point I'm just like, hey man, we should gather up sometime. I'm in Australia, you're in Australia, let's go grab something to eat. And I also brought up the idea of that whole thing to him, and then the next day Angelo was like, yo, who's Dade? And the day after that, Dade joins in to our Discord server. What a coincidence. Let me scroll back up just a little bit more, because I did see Josiah made like a little joke or something at me. Josiah was like, where the fuck is it? Hang on, that's a bit far up, isn't it? Isn't it? I did catch in the corner of my eye, Josiah was like, Chafe, fictional characters should be beaten by joint locks. Also, Chafe, joint locks don't work on Arkosh. I just saw it. Yeah. Well, joint locks don't work, but you can choke a slime out. Because the way we have slime set is that the inner slime stuff has a certain volume before it ruptures, right? So like it's like a balloon. If you fill a balloon up with water and then you like squeeze it and you push it to the end, there's a certain amount of stretch before it pops out, right? So that's like the same way a choke works. If too much of the slime is concentrated at a specific area, it's just gonna shut down. Time Dragon says Arkosh should be trying to get free from the Cyclops' arms. Thank you for bringing that up. I did want to mention this as well. Animator's here. I don't know how I could do this, but basically, see how Arkosh here, he does this little slice thing, and then the Cyclops grabs him and he puts him in the air. I tried to make it so that Arkosh swings at the Cyclops, but it doesn't look quite right to me. This is what it looks like right now. So Arkosh right here is trying to swing. This is what it looks like. See how it's just like, it doesn't look quite right. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe Cam, Angelo, or any other animator could be able to help point this out. Abe Gajar says, hi bro, where are you from? I'm from Australia, man. Welcome to the live stream. How are you? Angelo says there is a phone app called Radical that uses your camera as mocap. However, how it works is by uploading it to the AI processes, and then you wait and it's done. Really? Wait, how well does it work though? Because the other thing we were looking for is that in a lot of Mindworks' animations and in a lot of Rain's animations as well, it even in like other people, like non-famous people who have done Minecraft mocap tests, we see that it's a little bit jittery in the way they move. And so theoretically, if Solar was here, he might be able to look into this. All you would have to do in Cinema, like specifically Cinema 4D, is to write a Python plugin. Because Cinema works with Python, you could write a Python plugin, like a script, that says detect janky and jitteriness, and then remove janky and jitteriness. Because all it is keyframes, right? There's a keyframe on every single frame of where the hand is, right? So theoretically, all you would have is like keyframe here, and then keyframe there, and then keyframe here. And so the program would see if the distance between this keyframe and that keyframe is way too high, or if the rotation is way too high, scrap that keyframe and just like let the computer interpolate what's in the middle. And also the user could be able to input this number for the threshold for exactly what needs, like how much is too much. And that shouldn't be too hard of a plugin to write because it's just detecting the difference between two keyframes. Adam says, wait, I thought you were from Hong Kong. I am from Hong Kong. I was born in Hong Kong, but then I moved to Australia in 2017. Yeah. Angelo says, Trophy Daddy, and Adam replies, Angelo, you good? Angelo says, maybe before Arkosh stops, make the monster look like it squeezed him. That's true. So, like, tightening it. I did try that, but it was a bit subtle. I'm not sure how I want to do that. So if you take, excuse me, if I try to break this down frame by frame, take a look at the tentacles. Yeah, it's just not that obvious, is it? No, it just looks like the tentacles are there. You're right. There is like a tiny little squeeze there. But yeah, it's not obvious. It's not obvious. I think the reason it's not obvious is because if I hold very tightly onto something and I try to move it, whatever is holding on tightly will move as well. So if my arm grasps tightly onto my other arm and I try to move the other arm, it's going to rotate this arm. But if I hold it softly and I rotate it, nothing's going to happen. And in this scenario, all these tentacles grasping on the Arkosh are grasping on them very loosely. So when Arkosh turns, the grabbing hand isn't really moving. When in reality, if it's really gripping down and Arkosh tries to turn, it should turn the entire structure of the Cyclops, and that's just not happening. So you take a look right here. See, if Arkosh were to turn, it theoretically should move the entire Cyclops. But it's not. It's not. It's just moving the tentacles a little bit. That might be it. Josiah says, if you can link me to the open source thingy later, I'll have a glance at it, Chafe, but no promises, but I'm interested. See, here's the thing. I tried to look into it the other day, and I wasn't able to find it. I could try to research a little bit right now to see if I can do the exact same search that Dade did. Let me try Kinect alternative free. Or like free motion capture software webcam. Potentially, this might lead me to something. No, these are all... Hang on. No, that's stop motion. We don't need that. Could someone ping Dade and see what he's doing right now and tell him to join in the stream? We might be able to get out of him directly. Hang on. IPsoft? Is this... Hang on. IPsoft. Markerless... I think I might have found... IPsoft releases version 1 of markerless motion capture software. Hang on. Let me try Googling this. IPsoft motion capture. I'm not sure if this is the one. But I do remember that name. Let's see. Oh. I might have found it. Is it open source though? Hang on. This is a different thing that I'm looking at right now. IPsoft Motion Capture is a scalable, markerless motion capture software tool that supports 1 or 2 Kinect cameras or 3 to 6 Sony PlayStation eye cameras. Okay, so that one requires a Kinect. The one that I was looking for does not require a Kinect. So it's not the IPsoft software. I think the reason that resonates in my head is because someone probably used it for their Minecraft mocaps, but that's not what we're going for right now. Let's see. Maybe I'll specify open source. Okay. There's a link to researchgate.net. Does anyone know of free software for motion capture? Someone replied with yes, of course, the fabulous motion kinematic and kinetic analyzer Mocha. Let's take a look at this. Not Mocha in the After Effects Mocha. It's Mokka. Let's see. Okay, I just googled that and that led me to a car. That's not what I want. Angelo says, hey, PSI is really cheap. What is a PSI? PlayStation Eye. Oh, this little thing? Okay. Yes, that could... If that works the same way that a Kinect does, we might be able to work with something there. Angelo says, I think it was when Isaac Cack was still relevant. I'm not sure what Isaac Cack... Are you trying to... I think Angelo was trying to bait me into falling for a little trap there. But I didn't say shit. So you ain't about to bait me into nothing. I don't I can't find it, man. Farad Draws 20, what's going on? Farad Draws, welcome back. I just finished talking about our new research into having motion capture for our Minecraft animations. Oh, by the way, what I just said with the motion capture research that we're doing, or that we've looked into, right? It's not even limited to Minecraft animations. Quite frankly, if we figure out how to get motion tracking for a human being, we would have to reverse engineer that to figure out how we'll get over to a Minecraft rig. Because what we've also seen with the research that with the motion capture that other people have done and released free on YouTube, there's this one video of Steve playing basketball, and it's using a generic motion tracking data that you can download online, right? And so with the basketball one, you see this dude dribbling the ball in between both of his hands. But you also see that his head is like bending in the middle. And we were looking at that as a common trend between a lot of rigs. It's either the head bends in a weird way, or in Rainimator's case, Rain's motion tracking has the head kind of locked onto the neck like this. So whenever like the Steve is trying to, because I remember it was in Rainimator's video called Cold as Ice, there is a moment where the main character is doing some sort of kung fu, and I remember seeing as the Steve is doing like the kung fu, look at his head was like hi ha, and his head never moves and it never rotates. That or he'll throw a punch and his head goes like this and like it just looks really wonky, and his head's not focused on a specific point. And the weight distribution of the head is completely thrown off whack. So what I think is happening here, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I know Rain might pop in sometime soon, right? But correct me if I'm wrong here. I think that the motion capture software they're using is detecting a bone right here and a bone right here for the top of the head. That will allow the head to pivot like this. However, in a Minecraft character's case, there is no neck. The head can be completely detached, right? And so this pivot point here this pivot point right in the center of the head is not necessarily needed to connect to this one. And so you don't need these 2 points here. All you need is the singular point right here, and that will allow it to rotate just fine. That or there's a point here, and a point here. So there's 3 points where there's like bottom of the neck, top of the neck, and the top of the head. In the case of the 3 points, I think maybe that just caused some problems with the Minecraft rigs, and so these people have just been deleting the head, they're deleting some of the keyframes in the head to either stop it from bending or to stop it from going whack. And in that case, they're cleaning it up, but it still looks a bit whack. Adam says lots of Indians joining the stream. There's usually a lot of Indians joining in, or a lot of Filipinos or Indonesians. That's kind of the case most of the time. Cam says, I cleaned the ding ding, and you can see it in sharing. You cleaned the ding ding. What ding ding have you cleaned? Oh my god, you cleaned the ding ding. I was gonna get Andre on one of those ones. Did you see somebody bought a ding ding and put it in their car with like a little suction, and it I think it was in like LA or something during summer, and it just melted. It completely melted. It was just like it went from like this shape to like flat down, and it was just like 2 little eyes there staring. It was so sad. Frost says, I'm so happy today because I'm finally the freaking damn exams are over. Right? Yo, Panda came back as well. The legend herself. Panda draws like amazing fan art for us. She finally came back. She was like gone for the entire semester. She was like studying really hard. I hope she got good grades. She's such a great person. I want to hire her to do some of our official art, like legitimately, because she does it so well. Yo, on Discord right now, in the corner of my eye, I just saw Rainimator is playing Gord. That means Rain has a VR device. Dude, I want to play something with Rain in VR. That could be a collab. Buy Boneworks. Wait for the guys over at Corridor to make Boneworks co-op. That'll just add a PvP mode. Watch me stab Rain with a sword. Yeah, Rain, I'm coming for you. You don't even know it yet. You'll never see it coming. I'm a stealth boy. Anyway, first thing I want to do is make it so that the Cyclops here actually grips on a bit tighter. And I think the easiest way to do that is what I explained just now, where if I'm gripping onto something real tight and it moves, whatever is gripping tight will also move with it. It's just very difficult because right now Arkosh's like mass is being lifted upwards, and he can't really rotate the Cyclops, which is connected to the ground. I think the best thing I could do is maybe rotate the arm a little bit so that the arm, like, let's see. So he's here right now. What I could do is when Arkosh tries to turn right there, right, I could move the arm down somewhere like that and then also tug the entire body with it. So I could probably tug the body like that or something. So what that would do is cause the little rotation, like right there, you see that little jank? And he could rotate it back. So let's see how this looks on the bottom screen without Arkosh moving. It's not playing. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah. That looks a bit slow. That looks a bit slow and without any force. We're gonna have to edit that a little bit. Adam says, I always forget that Kamatine is Harry. Kamatine is not Harry. Kamatine is not Harry. Cam is a great guy. That's all he is. Harry is Rita-kun. He's unavailable today. Okie dokie. Let's revisit this. If I look at this perspective, let me just try to like simulate the camera by going down here just to see what it looks like, right? I want to see how I can add a bit more force into this. Cam, you might give me some ideas. Angelo says maybe make the camera zoom in quickly, signifying it just squeezed him. The effect of like sudden doom or something, not like a rubber duck effect. Good idea. But I also want the animation itself to be a bit more forceful. One of the easier ways to do this, I'm not sure if this is taught like officially or anything, but Dade gave me this tip. It really helps me. When you're animating something and you want to make it look more forceful, you could do this. So this is like a regular animation, right? If this cube were to move from this point to that point, that's from point A to B, it'll look like that. Okay. One of the ways we could make it more forceful without changing the interpolation of the actual animation is if we set a keyframe at somewhere around frame 5, and all we do is drag that to like 15 or something. That way, the difference in time between point A and... Okay, let me explain it this way. If we have a keyframe at frame 0 and frame 20, we have point A, which is frame 0, and point B, which is frame 20. I'm going to set an extra keyframe at frame 5. This is our point C, right? So the distance between point A and C hasn't changed. And the distance between C and B haven't changed. If I move point C over to frame 15, now the time difference between A and C have been extended like 3 times as much. And the time difference between frame C and B have been reduced by a third. So if we watch this, A to C is going to be slow, and then C to B is going to be super fast. This way, it will look super forceful if we just go like that, right? It just looks slow and then slam. It just looks, it packs a bit more punch at the end there. And that's just a way to cheat without using the F-curves graph, which, if you know me, I don't like the F-curves graphs just because I don't really know how to use it because I'm an amateur. What's going on, A&M this? Welcome to the live stream. Faraz says, are you using Cinema 4D? I am using Cinema 4D. I'm using R19. If you're going into Minecraft animations, be very careful with the cinema versions that you choose. I would recommend R19 or R18. If you want to be safe, stick to R18 because there's a bug with most of the Minecraft rigs that you can find out there, including mine. So if you get the FMR animate rig, which is my rig, right? FMR animate. There's a bug with the extrusion. So let's say you want to make his shirt not flat. You would unlock the layer, select all of these ones, and then extrude them like so, right? The problem with this is that when you move it, it snaps back into normal. And the only way around that is to use your mouse to do it instead of typing in the number. So if you do this, this will work perfectly fine. Yet still, it kind of bugs out sometimes, and it's just not that reliable. In R18, it's perfectly fine. So be careful what versions you choose. That being said, though, R19 has a lot of extra features. What's going on, Briger? Asks, where's Andy? I'm gonna be very careful when I read this out. Andy Circus. I don't know what Andy Circus is. It's probably setting me up for some sort of joke that I can't see. Josiah has to head off now. All right, see ya, Josiah. Thanks for joining the live stream. Cam says if I don't respond, I'm playing with my ding ding. I don't know why, but it's fun. I think we all know why it's fun, Cam. I think we know why. Briger is confused. I thought you were setting me up for a joke. I thought you were gonna be like, you know that joke that Joe told the other day? Like, you know that one? Anyway, with the trick that I just showed with the ABC keyframes, we should be able to do the same thing here, where if 40 is frame A and 48 is frame B, I should be able to add a frame C right there and then move this. And it should look a bit more forceful if I play it now. Hopefully the bottom screen will play. Hang on. Give me. It's slow, man. Here we go. Picks him up, and then it's just that it's a bit wonky the way he moves, because look, he'll grab here and he'll rotate, so it's gonna cause him to go like that, right? Okay, that, and then after he rotates like that, he moves his arm back to the original position, and then he sets up a throw. So I don't think it should move back to the original position, because that might, I'm just not sure how that will look. Let me render it right now, just so I can get a demo of how the timing looks, and then I'll move Arkosh into the right position. Lamar Chave is traumatized, says Angelo. Yeah, damn right. Briger says, I was making a joke that you're talking about motion capture and Andy Serkis is the motion capture king. Ah. Well, I've just looked into motion capture. I haven't done that much motion capture before. The way I do motion capture, hang on, what happened here? The way that I was taught to do motion capture without any technology is like a blend between doing it manually and doing it digitally. Because as you know, if I'm doing animation like what I'm doing right now, there's basically no reference that I'm working off of. This is just like what I see in my mind and my knowledge of physics and animation that's pulling this animation through. However, my teacher did tell me a trick where you could record yourself on the camera, then overlay it in the background of whatever program you're animating in, and then use that as a reference to animate the entire rig, and that way you can get sort of motion capture. But you're gonna have to record yourself from multiple different camera angles, trying to do the same thing at the same speed. And it kind of gives some jank, but it looks, if you're looking for a motion capture like result, that kind of does it. It just doesn't save you much time, but the result kind of looks okay. Adam says, Chafe, guess who I'm here with? Who are you here with? Is it Joe? Is it Joe, Adam? Let's play it this way. See, this is exactly what I mean. The jerk there is fine, but like, he shouldn't. If he's holding Arkosh in his hand, let me grab this. Okay. See this here? This is Arkosh. All right, I'm grabbing Arkosh. If Arkosh tries to turn, it's going to turn my entire arm. But I shouldn't be snapping back to the... Even if I do snap back to the original position, I shouldn't snap back to the original position at the exact same speed that Arkosh turns me. Right? So the reason he's turning my arm is because I'm gripping super tight onto Arkosh. And if Arkosh wants to turn, my arm will turn as well. If Arkosh turns, my arm is going to snap, but I don't want him to turn, so I'm going to stop him. And if I want to pull him back, I'm just going to pull him back slowly. So in reality, it should look more like that, more so than that. And unfortunately, that's what it's looking like right now, so I might have to change some of the keyframes up. Roger says, Gollum, Caesar, Planet of the Apes, Snork, Star Wars, Kong, and King Kong. Oh, okay, now that you give me the reference. Okay, yeah. That's less motion capture, more so the actor being a good actor. When we're talking about motion capture, I'm talking about the process itself and the behind the scenes of capturing the data and the process of capturing the data and cleaning up the data, because I'm an absolute geek and I like staring at computers. But no, if you're talking about being an actor and being a subject being motion captured, yeah, for sure. He knows, not only does he know how to act, he's specifically acting out animals. And Andy, while he was doing Caesar from Planet of the Apes, I remember he was sitting down and he was I think he went to a zoo or something. He was just watching hours and hours of footage of how apes behave. How apes behave around other people and how apes behave while with other apes. Like their specific movements, things they do with their mouth and their facial expressions and their reactions to different things. And he was studying all of that and he was able to capture it during the motion capture, and that's super impressive. Cam says, make a second Arkosh parent into the arm and keyframe the visibility of the characters. See, I could do that, but he's going to get thrown anyway, so it's not too big a deal. And he only gets lifted up for a few frames, so I don't... If I have to, I will. But if not, I'm not going to bother too much with that. Okay, so, taking a look right now. See, his arm moves down and back up at almost the same speed. Right, and he moves back into the exact same position that he was in. He started off right there, and he's gonna move it back. Oh, well, basically the same position. I feel that if that were to happen to me, if he jerked me, I might move him down a little bit before setting up the throw. So let's change that up a little bit, and also let's give him a bit more time after the throw. Brigger says he is one of my favorite actors to this day. Yeah, dude, I just remembered. I'm not sure if it was Andy, but there was another actor who was studying a whole bunch of beasts to do his acting. And then, like, he basically acted out literally everything that the beast does. I forget what it was. It might have been Andy. I might have just said, like, everything to do with Andy. Now, my brain might be Mandela affecting me. Ryger says, have you been working on the comic while working on the trailer? No, I haven't. I've just been putting everything into doing the trailer so far. Okay, so he moves out here, and then this moves back to the original position. Let's move this down. Let's move this down. Okay. You know what? I think Cam might be right. I probably have to keyframe. Arkosh to the arm, just because there's a bit more movement than I expected here. How does this look? If I moved his arm down, how does this look? Does that still look a bit wonky? Angelo's taking all these quotes. He jerked me. Yeah, like Cam. You know, if Cam was here, instead of doing the reference with this dude, he'd be doing it with his ding ding. Yeah, he'd be jerking his ding ding around. The throw itself looks half decent. I haven't finished the throw yet, but that itself looks half decent. Okay. So, what's weird to me is that he has this guy here, right? And he's getting jerked this way, and then he's moving it back, and then he moves it back down again. So I'm thinking, if I was the Cyclops, what would I be doing? Let's say this guy that I'm holding right now wants to kill me, right? If I'm holding him here, he wants to kill me. So he turns and tries to kill me. I stop him, and my intention is to throw him away. So I would do this and then throw him. So if this guy really were to turn into me, I might just hold him in this position for a while I decide to throw him, and then move him, and then throw him back. I would not have him turn, move it back to this position, then go here and then throw it, I think. So maybe if I have the arm set there instead of moving it back, that might make a difference. Because right now it just still looks a bit strange. And that's this position here. So, okay, so this is when the turn is, okay. And he moves it back there. We don't need this movement. Let's try to move it back there. Okay. That might look better. I also don't want to hide him from the camera. Right now, if you look at the bottom camera, you aren't able to see Arkosh at all because he's going to be obstructed. If he was, where he's supposed to be, he's going to be obstructed. Or is he? Or is he, though? Yeah, see, this is where Cam is right. Cam said I should have parented Arkosh to the controller. Yeah, you're right. I would have been able to see him a bit better if he was parented. Yeah, I see your comments. I see your comments, Adam and Angelo. Yeah, you're setting up. You're digging. You're putting mines everywhere in my comments, eh? I see mine layers. Okay, here we go. So if we go like that, there's actually not that much animation data that's missing. So I could theoretically stop it right there and then parent it, right? Okay, I'll do a cam. I'll do a cam. Right here. Does he move at all from frame 40 to 64? There is not much significant movement. So what I'm going to do here is copy the Arkosh rig, paste it, duplicate it. Okay, so now we've got 2 of them. And then inside the animate tab, what I'll do is look for the second rig, which is here. So this is Arkosh 1. I'm going to delete all the keyframes before frame 40. Okay, so that... Shit, I deleted literally every keyframe. I only meant to delete the ones for Arkosh. Okay, gone. That shouldn't have made too big of a difference. Except his leg has now been turned around entirely, and I'm not sure what's going on there. Looks like it's broken both rigs somehow. So I'm just going to revert to the previous save, because I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, take 2. Let's look for frame 40 over here. Let's see if I've already fixed up that little bit of Nope, I haven't changed the arm yet. So let me do the arm again, right? Because now the arm is moving back and forth like it used to. Right here is where it's supposed to be. Right here is where it is now. Let's move it back to where it's supposed to be. So somewhere around there, give or take. And in the animation, it looks like that. Okay, good, good. So save. Let's go into our nope. Let's duplicate this first. Go to frame 40. Duplicate this. Yes. Go into our animation tab. And now specifically for the Arkosh duplicate, I will be deleting all of these keyframes here. Okay. Has that broken anything? No, it has not. Good. Now I can go into the Cyclops, or I can try to find the Cyclops hand controller. So right there, controller, and that's the controller right there. All I have to do is parent this underneath the controller. Good. So now, theoretically, where I move the controller, Arkosh will move. Yes, that works perfectly fine. Undo. Good. Now all we need to do is trigger the visibility between the 2 rigs. The way I'll do that is... Actually, before I even do that, maybe I should delete the animation data on the other one. So I'm just going to go here and delete all this data. So this is the extra duplicate. All right, here we go. Good. Going back into our startup menu mode. Close this off. Here we go. So this here is the original. What I'm going to do is add a compositing tag. No, I'm going to add a display tag on, and I can turn on the visibility to 0%. So it's on frame 40. Let's go into frame 39. Set a keyframe for his visibility at 100. On frame 40, his visibility will be 0. Keyframe that. And so now, once that happens, it'll switch the rigs to the other one. Cool. Adam says, wait, what if Levaslier slime people dies, they become 4 slime babies? Imagine that. Imagine that. Dude, did you know? I didn't know this, right? But in Minecraft, apparently they changed... What is that? What? Oh, it's his cloak. Why is his cloak like that? See, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this is what you call modern abstract art. I don't know how that happens, but that explains why when I looked at this, I was like, he looks a bit different. He's missing his cloak. Okay, so, is the cloak on the original rig? Okay, the cloak is on the original rig. It's just when he switches, we get a little problem. Right? Okay. Okay. So what that's telling me is that these ones are a bit... Did it move? I think it's moving in a very strange way. What's going on here? And as his cloak became a strider, right? Let's see. It's Mimi from Super Paper Mario Lamau, except it's red, yeah. Cloak. What could it be? Okay, the cloaks have bones in them. What I meant by that is, in terms of a technical perspective, the way they animate is using bones. So theoretically, what I have to do now is enable the bone visibility on the cloak. Excuse me. That enabled the visibility of. No, see, all the bones are there. You can see, yeah, you can see all those, like, these white ones sticking out. I'm not sure if you can see it with YouTube's compression, but there are, like, these extra bones sticking out. These are all the bones for his cloak, except it's not lining up with the actual mesh. Okay, I just went into the mesh editor, and it turns out that the meshes are here. So what that's telling me is that I need to know how to learn how to rig, because there has been an end gun here the entire time that I'm unaware of. But also, the bones are not lining up properly with the mesh. Okay. And this is an order boneless cloak. How do I fix this? Let me get into the bones of Arkosh real quick. And those is another day in Cinema 4D, another glitch. Absolutely. Isn't that fun? Here is the bone. Let me unlock the bone so that I can actually select it, and then let me select the bone. This will allow me to much easier find it. Here is the bone, okay. Now in the bone settings, has the bone been scaled out of whack? No, it has not. Okay, so if it's not completely scaled strangely, that means the bones are perfectly fine. This tells me that if I go into the mesh of the cloak, excuse me, right here, and I go find the cloak in the object manager, right here, there we go, and I select the weighting tab. Oh, no, all the weighting looks fine to me. Yep, all the weighting looks fine. Why is that happening? Okay. Let's think of solutions for this. What happens if I keep playing it? Does it keep on going around in different places? Is it changing shapes? Is it morphing? Like, what's going on here? Nope, it's keeping that same shape. Okay. Okay. Ando says, it happens right after you transfer it to the hand. Yes, it did happen right after I transferred it to the hand. I think the easiest way I can do this is to just redo it. I don't know what might be causing this. And Adam asked, "What if bone comes near? If bone comes near R, what happens?" Angel responds with, "It collides with Boneworks physics." I just realized that the entire time I've been saying Boneworks physics, y'all have been laughing at me. Let me try this. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll move Arkosh outside, and that should fix it. Okay, so you know what it is? I know what it is. There's a thing called global and local scale. Or position or rotation or whatever. The cloak here is likely using like local coordinates. So what that means is that okay, here's the best way I can explain it. Here's a cube. its position in X, Y, and Z dimensional space is 0, 0, 0, right? If I duplicate this cube, what the fuck? No. If I duplicate this cube and I move it, let me move it by a specific amount. Let me move it in the Z-axis by 1,000 centimeters. So now this cube, its position in space is 0, 0, 1,000 because I moved it 1,000 centimeters back in Z space. This is using a global coordinate. Sorry, this is using a local coordinate. So this is its own coordinate. If I drag this as a parent of the cube, is it using local? It might be using global. Let me try something. Yeah. Okay, it might be using global, but anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that this, even though this space is 0, 0, 1,000, this is considered 0, 0, 0 because it's inside this cube. So the movement of this cube controls the other one. And so both of these are at 0, 0, 0 right now. If I move this one at 0, 0, 1,000, this one will be at 0, 0, 1,000. Because it's underneath this main object, it inherits all the properties of the main object. As opposed to having it set to global, which it currently is, because that says 1,000. Because otherwise, that should say 0 and it should still be there. Yeah. So anyway, with the cloak, it's having a problem there. Apparently Adam's brother ate his snacks. You gotta get some money to buy some new ones, man. That's why you have money saved up. For snacks when your brother steals them. Let's see. How would I change the way that it's set up? I'm gonna have to go into the cloak settings and then see what's going on here. So right now, excuse me, by the way, I'm not that tired. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. What if I go into each individual bone here and see what these bones are doing? Okay, here's the bone. Its priority is expression. That shouldn't affect anything. There should be nothing here to change. Angelo says local positions mean the default access point is where the object axis instead of the default world axis. Is that what it is? I've just got terminology mixed up, I guess. Yeah, I've just got terminology mixed up, but you get what I mean. Because you can also, instead of defining the default world axis, you can also, the object world axis. There you go. No, yeah, but instead of having the own object's axis, it's the parent world axis. Sorry, not the, what the fuck am I saying? Okay. Here. Okay, this is what I mixed up my terminology on. This is what Angela is saying. What the fuck? Okay. This here is global because it's affecting towards the center. See where that white line is drawing to? That's the center of the world. That's the global position. Excuse me. Local position is this. That is the center of the object, right? And so the object right now is sitting at 203.252 negative 1023, even though the mesh itself is still at the center. That's local and global. Excuse me. What I'm saying is that having that in there is resetting. Okay, here's what it's doing. Okay. This object, I didn't parent it. There. That center is being resetted there, basically. And that's breaking the cube. Sella is here. Sella says, I saw you talking about mocap. I have to yell, Ree! Have you done mocap, Sella? Because Rain has done mocap. We're researching into it. We're trying to make it... Wait, Sella. My friend Dade has... apparently he's worked with you way back. Do you remember a dude called Dade Armstrong? Or Dahtahl? Because apparently he's worked with... you, Tag Animations, and what's his name? Enchanted Mob, from what I heard. I might be wrong there about Enchanted Mob. I think he said something about that as well. Do you remember that guy? Because it's a small world. Everyone's being brought back together. Okay. Angelo says, to be honest, the cloak should be fine. I don't know why it's glitching like that. The fuck? Oh, you remember him? Oh, no. That was for mocap. Because Sal just wrote a few times. Okay. Okay. But have you done mocap for the Minecraft rigs, though? Because what we've discovered is that nobody who has done mocap for Minecraft animation has revealed how they did it. And so it's been a mystery, and I've been trying to break that mystery. And once I break it, I'm going to tell everyone how to do it so that everyone can do it. Because right now it's not as accessible as it should be. It's just motion capture saves a lot of time with animation. I feel that everyone should be able to do it. What the fuck happened here? Hang on. The FFD on his sword is broken. See, hang on. Is it broken? Is the thickness of this correct? Does it get thinner as it goes up? No, never mind. It's right. My bad. You don't remember that name? Sad. Yeah, apparently, he was pretty, like, he worked with quite a few of you when, back in his quote-unquote heyday. But he took a break or something, and then everyone forgot about him. It's easy for I mean, what process do you use? Because theoretically, some of the stuff should be interchangeable. Like, I'm assuming you would have to have some sort of, well, do you set up a motion capture suit for it? That's the first thing. Do you require a suit and then multiple cameras? Because that's the conventional way of doing motion capture. The alternate way we're looking at to make it more widely accessible for everyone is to use a Kinect. However, the Kinect has been discontinued, so now what we're looking at is to use just a webcam. Excuse me. The goal isn't just to figure out how to do mocap for Minecraft animations. The goal is to make it easy and widely accessible for everyone. Okie dokie. So, anyway, this is here. Okay. When I take it out of the parent, the cloak works as intended. Okay. Sure. Now, let me save right here. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to save right here. If I take Arkosh and put him back into the arm goal. Arm goal, right? Left arm goal. The cloak breaks. It spazzes out and turns into a strider. Okay. Why does that happen? What could be causing that? Let's think. There's a weight tag on the goal, but that shouldn't matter. Let's take a second to think about why that's happening. So it says, yeah, a suit and no camera, Lamal. Wait, you have no cameras? Oh, just the suit. Okay, if you have just the suit. Okay. Yeah, see, the thing with a suit is that it's not widely accessible, and it's also pretty expensive for it to get a suit. Especially one that doesn't require a camera. Because I know you can set up a whole bunch of cameras, get a suit, and stick some ping pong balls on the suit, and you can be able to track that relatively easily. But not many people have access to that. But most people do have access to a webcam. Adam says, was that old water you're drinking there, Chief? No. I'm actually drinking leaf water. I'm drinking dried and aged leaf water. An ancient recipe. Yeah. Let's go back to this. Why is the cloak spazzing out and breaking? If I undo this, it will fix itself. If I redo it, it will break. So it says you have to act like you're the main character. You have to act like you are a main character and not just act like you. Yeah, for sure. Even if you're in a mocap suit, you're still acting. So for sure. What could be causing... Okay. Angelo says, what if you freeze transformation on the cloak mesh first and then put it in the hand? Let's try it. Let me undo that, get it out. So if I go into the mesh and I freeze the mesh, it's already frozen. What about if I freeze the points? Okay, let me try freezing the points. I'm gonna go into, give me this one, drop down that. Okay, give me every single keyframe here. These are all the cloak keyframes. I'm gonna select all the cloaks, including that one. Can I freeze them all? Okay, let me try to freeze them all. So theoretically, all these should be 0, 0, 0. Okay, now let's try to drag that underneath the hand pole. Goal. Still breaks. I like what you're going for. Yeah, I like what you're going for there, Angelo. I think I had a similar plan to you, but that's still not working. Okay, let's undo that. At least we know we can fix it. Let me revert back to a previous save, just so I don't have to refreeze those ones. So, yes. Zelda's MC is in Minecraft, so you have to act like you're a Minecraft character, not just act like you, because most people just move and not think about the thickness. Oh, yes. No, that's what we were talking about with Dade as well. Yeah. You can't, even if you motion capture yourself onto a Minecraft character, we have different dimensions, so you can't do certain things. I remember that I spent an entire live stream talking about the limitations of Minecraft animations and what you can't do, and it's a lot of the simple stuff that you can't do, including lying down, because the Minecraft character extrudes in certain areas that makes it impossible for the character to lie down at any angle. That's one thing, and the second very simple thing that you can't do is, like, if you're a Minecraft character holding onto a sword, it's actually impossible for the character to do this followed by this, right? So this is a regular character. You can do this, right, in Minecraft animation. You cannot do this followed by this. That is an impossible action. What that will look like is you'll do this and then do like that, and it'll bend that way, right? I know Angelo's rig is capable of doing that if you switch the wrist direction. However, the problem with the Minecraft rigs not being able to do it is that Minecraft rigs just cannot do this, right? They can do this where they rotate the entire arm, but you can't rotate just the wrist in this axis. Angelo's rig has a function where it can switch from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. However, it isn't animated in between. It's just like a snap. So I was talking to Dade about that, how we could potentially do something about that, and I came up with a potential solution. However, each individual rig will have to have this differently. So, for example, if you're doing it for the ArcDoc rig, it'll be super simple. Even with the ArcDoc rig, you won't even need it, just because the skin texture is the same all over his. No, it's not. It's just okay. ArcDoc has a glove on. So actually, it won't even work on ArcDoc. It worked on Chafe. I don't have the Chafe. No, I do have Chafe. Okay, here. Let me pull up Chafe's wiki, because I'll pull up his picture, right? If you take a look at Chafe's hand, he's wearing like a shirt, and then his hand sticks out. So theoretically, you could take the hand out as a separate part, and then when you're rotating it in this axis, you rotate just that part, and the hand stays still, and then you have a bool all over the outside of the hand, so that when you rotate two squares, because a Minecraft character is long, right? So here we go. Here's like here's a long ass Minecraft arm, and then let me go and give it an extra segment. Hang on. Right. No. Here. Okay, perfect. Here you go. Here's what I'm talking about. If you were to the problem with rotating regular Minecraft characters' arms right now in this axis, or if you tried to rotate it, it will look like that. And see how the entire thing is just like twisted? That's wonky as hell, right? That's ridiculous. What I'm thinking is if you separated this part off and you just rotated this part by itself, you're gonna have these diagonal parts sticking out. But if you had bools on the top and the sides and the bottom to get rid of those like sticky outy bits, you might be onto something. Just a quick thought. I'm not sure how well that will work though. Andrew says, what if you unfreeze? Oh, I know what the fuck is causing it. Maybe it is the beginning because of the weight of the goal. You might be shrugging it off, but I think it might be that. Okay, let's check it. Sella says, my rig has a volume keeper on the wrist. I have some special ways of doing it. So you're saying you could rotate it and then do a dumbbell curl? I like to see that. Because I don't think that's possible. I don't think it's possible because you're going to get the concave shape. Angelo says the wrist rotation just gave me an idea. Look, listen, I'm no rigger. I'm just an amateur trying to figure things out on myself. So when I say that things aren't possible, I mean go ahead and prove me wrong. Because if you do that, that's a revelation for everyone, and everyone wins. So if you could do it, that'd be fantastic. But from what I'm aware, if you were to try to rotate it like that, it's gonna it's not gonna look good. And just at the I want to see I want to see what you guys come up with. Okay. Anyway, Angelo did say that the weight on the goal here might be causing the problem. Angelo, why would this be causing the problem? Because this goal here is only... What is this limiting? Why do I have a goal here? Sorry, why do I have a weight here? What is this limiting? As far as I'm aware, this weight doesn't do anything. I think what this weight was supposed to do is... Fuck. I think what this weight is supposed to do is keep this thing in place so that it doesn't slip out of position, like what I'm doing right now. Like the FMR. Oh my god, come on. Oh my god, did it just crash? What happened? There we go. Okay. So I've just added weight onto this goal object. So what this will stop it from doing is leaving. See how it's stuck, it's glued onto the hand now? I think that was the intention of it, but I just never bothered setting it up until now. But I'm not sure why that would be causing a problem with it. Let me try dragging it on now to see what happens. We're dragging Arkosh down into the arm goal. Boom. And it still breaks. Okay. Sella, you got any amazing, funky rigging tricks for the little cloak here? And just let's try moving the weight tag. Sure. I shall delete the weight tag. Goodbye. Minimize this one and drag that back into the goal. Nope. Did not work. I've got a feeling that it has to do with the access points. The problem is, though, the access point is so far away. What I could do is try to move the access point. So I could try to... If I try to... See, if I move this access point, things are going to break. If I move the access point here, right? And then I let go of that. I'm willing to bet that something will break. Did it break? Did anything break? Nothing broke so far. Let me try dragging that back underneath the goal to see if anything changed. No, even that looks exactly the same. Never mind. So it's probably my axis little thing to switch anything. So that says, I don't know what's number 4D. Yeah, good point. Good point. Angelo says, wait, why are you even dragging Arkosh to the goal instead of the wrist bone? The wrist bone. Oh, you mean I should drag you mean I should probably drag Arkosh onto... Could try that. Actually, there's the actual goal itself. No, you're right. I'll try the bone. I'll try the bone. Bone is locked right now. Let me unlock the bone. There it is. Arkosh into put bone. Where's bone? Left hand or hand? Okay, right there. Did it break? What an absolute legend, Angelo. This is why I do these streams. You saved my life. Thank you, thank you. So now Arkosh, one of the Arkoshes will be stuck onto the hand there. Perfect, perfect. Okay, lifesaver. Okay, we can continue. That only stalled me for 20 minutes. Not bad. Thank you. Or use a constraint. Dude, Sella. Okay, I don't know what the fucking constraint in Maya does, but from my experience, anytime someone uses a constraint in cinema, something damn breaks. Something always breaks. I swear to God, it's like if someone tells me to use a constraint, that's like the Hail Mary. That's literally like the last resort that anyone would do. It always breaks, man. Yeah. See, Angela's perfect. Yeah. There's a weird delay when you use the constraint in Cinema 4D for some reason. Yeah, right. I don't know what it does. Oh, by the way, guys, I figured out a trick. I figured out a trick in Cinema. Check this out. Okay. I haven't used it anywhere yet. I haven't used it, but this is pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna create a cube here. I'm gonna duplicate the cube. I'm gonna move it away. Okay, this is pretty exciting. Watch this. Here's what I'll do. I'll parent this cube to that cube, and then I will rotate this one here to like 180. Right? Perfect. So it goes anti-clockwise 180 degrees. And it does exactly what you'd expect it to do. Right? Boom. There you go. Ta-da. That's it. No, kidding. There's a delay deformer in Cinema 4D. Right? So if you drop down to the delay deformer right here, that does nothing. Because this is not a Mograph module. However, if you drag this into a... if you drag it into a cloner, but you don't clone it, right? So let me not clone it. Only one instance, and this is the actual instance itself, right? So this is not cloned at all. And then I go into the cloner effectors and add the delay effector on, and I go to the delay settings and add it to change the spring. What I've effectively done is this. I've just fucked it up. Never mind. Let me try that again. Why didn't that work? Why did that not work? What the fuck's happening? Okay. Why do things work when I'm not streaming and then break when I am streaming? Why does this always happen to me? Give me 1 second. Maybe it wasn't cloned. Okay, let me use something else that's not a cloner. Let me use something else. Hang on. Give me 1 second. I got this. Trust me. Okay, trust me. Maybe I could use... Maybe it was the instance one? No. Maybe if I do that. Maybe, potentially. That doesn't have a delay effector on it. No. Okay, no. Mograph. Tracer, Mospline, Motex, Mo instance. I forget what it was. Maybe... Oh, wait, hang on. If I drop it into Matrix, does that work? And then I go into Matrix, effectors, delay. Okay, this might be it. Is it? No, fucking it doesn't work. Okay, damn it. Fuck, what was it? Someone says constraints in Maya is love. Angelo goes, are you in the digital BDSM or something? Yeah, it stands for, Bulls. D. Something that starts with D. I need something that starts with D. Is there anything here that starts with D? Come on. Bulls, delay, splines, and matrices. There you go. Bulls, delays, splines, and matrices. That's what Cella's into. Angelo's too much big brain for us. What the fuck? I didn't even know. No, it was 180 degrees. What? Okay. Let me try to actually get this to work. I need some sort of Mograph here, and I forget exactly what it was. Fuck, what the hell did I just press? I thought it was a cloner because that's what I used initially, but it didn't seem to do the thing that I wanted to do, so maybe I'll try Mo instance, and then, okay, I'll drop delay in first, and I'll try to drop this into there. Okay. Does it work now? No, it fucking doesn't. Why is that happening? What? Nande? Okay. Mom. Bulls, deformers, splines, and moms. Okay, I get you. I'll try cloner again, because I'm 99.99% sure it's the damn cloner, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let me just go back into here and check these settings. Okay. So I want you to give me whatever cloning. Just clone one of them for me. Okay. Why does this not move? Ah, you want to know? Okay, you want to know what this? Okay, you gotta not animate the default ones. You gotta animate the actual cloner. So you go here, you go 30 frames forward, and then you move it actually 180 degrees. I'm not sure what I actually did. Here you go. Now it will work. Okay, watch. This is exactly what I'm trying to do. Here. Fuck, it didn't work. Did I add the effector on? I did add the effector. Okay, let's change the strength up to 100. Okay, here we go. What is happening here? Do I have to put this in or something? Do I have to put the cloner in here? Do I have to put the object in here? What's going on? Man. It is not liking me. I'm streaming and it's just not liking me. Do I have to put it inside? Nope. Put it underneath? Is that okay? Nope. Alright, well, it ain't working. It just ain't working. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Why? What? Is it because it's not... There's no way it could have been that, right? No. The effector is on. The delay is there. Okay, the delay is there. Set the spring. Okay, okay. It's set to 100% strength. Maybe turn it down to 95, because once it does work, it'll be cool. What? Okay, take these ones out. These two cubes are here. Okay. This cloner is here. Okay. Wait a second. I think I got it. Okay. Let's not animate the cloner. Okay, so fuck the cloner. Let's not animate the cloner. What I'll do instead is animate the inside cube. Okay, give me this cube. Okay, and then let's go to 30 frames and let's rotate it this way. I'm gonna get this thing to work. Watch. Set a keyframe here. Okay, cool. And then here I'll disable fixed clone. Okay. Please. Why? Why? It's on there. I think Angelo knows what I'm trying to do, but it just does not want to work. Why does it not want to work? Am I in a bad scene? Should I duplicate this to another scene? Like, what's going on here? It's in the effectors. Maybe I have to create a new effector to do that. Okay, let me go into Mograph effectors, delay, effector, spring 95%. Let's try that again. No, it just ain't working. Drop the cloner in here. What the fuck? No, drop this in here. It worked when I was with Andrea. Oh, that is so frustrating. Yeah, it's whenever I'm streaming that things decide to break. Nope. No, it's just broken. Alrighty. Oh well, not gonna waste any more time here. It's broken. What's supposed to happen is it'll rotate here, but because you have the delay effector, it'll delay the movements of the cloner, and you set it to spring, so act like a spring on your animations. So at the end of this this little wiggle, what should happen is this cube here will go like doing, and then like settle down, and you could theoretically apply this trick. Right, because the delay effector only works on Mograph modules. So theoretically, whatever animation you have that you want to look springy, you could theoretically drop that animation into a Mograph module like the cloner, and then just add a delay tag onto it. And every animation that happens will be like springy. I don't know why it's not working now. It looks like it's broken. Okie dokie. Salah, I hope you enjoyed your popcorn. I want some popcorn as well, if you could get some popcorn for me. But meanwhile, let's do this. Okay. So now I have to make sure that the other Arkosh that just got duplicated is hidden. Right? So let's go into this Arkosh here, give him a display tag, use visibility at 100% here, and then go back to the previous frame and 0% there. So now what should happen, assuming it works, is a flawless transition. Let's go back and lock off the joints and also hide the joints so I don't have to see them. Cool. Let's watch it through on the bottom screen. Arkosh is there, swings the sword over, misses, gets grabbed, thrown up into the air, and then tries to turn. I saw a tiny little snap there. Okay, no, there wasn't even a snap. There was no snap, I don't think. No? Yeah, okay. The transition is flawless. Nobody should be able to tell that there was a transition there. Okay, cool. Good. So now with this new Arkosh, it is parented to the right spot. Cool. And then all I have to do is do another transition somewhere around here where Arkosh gets yeeted. But for now, let's try to make sure that this current animation here looks good. First things first, I've already made it so that the arm will turn as Arkosh tries to turn. So right here, when Arkosh is grabbed up, he will try to wind up and strike the Cyclops, but it won't work. So now it looks a bit more natural that the Cyclops' entire arm turns. However, Arkosh is not actually being held properly. So what that tells me is that I need to move Arkosh's position. Because does he look good in frame 40? Okay, is he well held up? Okay, I know it's penetrating him. Oh, Jesus. I know it's penetrating him here. That doesn't really matter as long as it looks like he's being held on from this side, because that's all you can see. So from here, other than protruding through the cloak, it looks half decent. So I can move on from here. On frame 48, what does that look like? I can't really tell what it looks like on the bottom screen just because it's not big enough. So what I might have to do is switch my camera in this workspace to be here. Okay, this gets me a bigger picture of what's going on. And it still looks like he's being held down just fine, other than the little tentacle over there. Let's switch our cameras back to the default camera. Right over here, this one tentacle goes up his bum bum. So let's not do that. It's around frame 48. Angelo says, oh, Lamau Chafe, you have to animate the transform tab in the cloner, not the object itself, Lamau. What? What? Hang on. I need to try this. I need to try. If you're offering me a chance to redeem myself, I shall take it. Just give me 1 second to make sure I actually do this correctly. Okay. So now that looks like it's going around. That's fine. I could try and pretend to tighten some of these up by like straightening them out a little bit. That should work fine. One of them penetrates his face, but it's not too visible, so I don't mind. This one goes through his bum again, but in a different direction. This is what we in the business call double penetration. We don't need that here. So let's move this. By the way, have you guys heard the new news that you have to register your channel's content as either for kids or not for kids? Turns out the division is actually pretty simple. Most of us will be making content not for kids. Because what YouTube defines as content for kids is stuff like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And this is a plane. A is for apple. Like stuff like that. But most of us don't make stuff like that. So as long as you're not in that category, you're not making it for kids. By the way, kids does not mean minors in YouTube's case. Kids only literally refer to kids. At least that's what it said in the email to me. Okay. Saba says hello. What's going on, Saba? Welcome to the live stream. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna save this one and let me try what Angelo just told me about the little redemption trick. Duplicate this. Okay, cool. I don't animate the actual object itself. I create excuse me. I'll create a cloner first. Wait a second. It was the array. No, it wasn't. I lied. Never mind. Fake news. Create a cloner. Okay. Drop this underneath that, drop that underneath there. Okay, I'll put that in the cloner, and I'll go in the cloner, set one instance, and then I'll disable fix clone. Okay, according to Angelo, I have to animate the transform tab of this one. No. I know that this will work, but that's not what I did, though. That's not what I did. Okay, I don't know why my mind got attracted to the array. I think it has something to do with the array. If I really wanted this to work, I could do this. Okay. In the array settings, can I put okay, 0 copies? What? I can't do 0 copies? Never mind. Fake news. I was wrong. Never mind. I can't do it. I just don't know how to do it. I know you can definitely do it using the transform settings in the cloner, but that's not how I did it before. That's not how I did it. Angela says, why is Shave making a tentacle jammer out of Arkosh X Cyclops? This is not Arcdoc, though. This is the Cyclops. This is Arkosh X Cyclops. Let me make this one a bit tighter. Man. First we got First we got bones. Then we got double penetration. And now we got tighter. Alright, here we go. So all these are wrapping really tightly around Arkosh. So this should work fine. Okay, cool. And then as he gets moved, it kind of breaks a little bit. Especially this one right over his head. Let's try to tighten this one down a little bit more. It's just that with the new angles that we're working with, we can cheat in various ways. So I can make this one a bit tighter. As long as it doesn't get too obvious that it's phasing through his head. Because we're just really looking down here at the little bit that's visible. So as long as it doesn't look too obvious, we're good to go. Thank you for the time check, Andrea. Oh, and by the way, guys, another thing that I noticed is that I'm not sure. Let's assume that I figure out how to get motion capture widely accessible for everyone. I'm still not sure how much I'd be using the motion capture. Like, I think what I'll be using it for primarily is for talking scenes. Or like scenes where small movements are incredibly... See, here's the thing. Here, I will not use it for combat, okay? Because when you're in combat, things move so quickly and with so much detail, and I just don't want it to be motion captured in case any of that detail is like... It doesn't turn out as smoothly as I wanted it to, right? Adam's gonna go make Arkosh art. Jesus, okay. Are you gonna make him tied up in tentacle stuff? Hang on, Adam, before you go, if you're actually making some art, go check the sharing channel. I'm just gonna drop the thumbnail for this one in for this live stream in the thing. You might find it useful. Hang on. But go ahead and do that. That'll be awesome. Live stream. Okay. Here. I just sent it. All right. This is the thumbnail render for this particular live stream. Bones, denticles, statite, and Markosh, says Angelo. Okay. What was I doing right before Adam left? Right, no, I was talking about the motion capture thing. Yeah, right. So, I wouldn't want to do it for the fighting stuff, just in case. A few things. There's a few details that might get lost in, like, you know how when you're animating a sword swing, like, this is what I brought up the other day. When you're animating something, you want to make the actions more dramatic, right? You want to telegraph the punch a little bit more before you actually punch because it looks more powerful. But in real life, if I'm going to do a punch, I'm not going to like wind it back and then punch you with it. If I'm standing here, I want to punch, I'm just going to punch you, right? If I do motion capture myself fighting, it's going to be realistic fighting because I'm not going to and then throw this back. So I want to be able to animate fight scenes manually by hand. Also, there are certain moves that are literally impossible to do and are way easier to coordinate in digital. So like, you know that little in the prologue how Arkosh just jumped up and did like some spins while dodging arrows? That's impossible to do in real life. Yeah, of course, when you're mocapping that, you wouldn't shoot arrows at someone and expect them to dodge. You just tell them to do the flips, and those flips can realistically be done. It's just I don't have the space to be able to do those flips right here. Okay, the second thing, I will use mocap for small scenes like talking. Why? Because when two people are having a conversation, there's not much movement happening. And so every single tiny little mistake and tiny little movement is very noticeable. And when you have two people talking and it's motion captured, it actually looks super, super realistic. Just because those are the only things that are moving. And if you can capture the tiny little bits of human movement, like realistically, it'll go a long way. It really does make a difference. And Joe says thumbnail be like me finally finding the blue slime I lost under my bed when I was a kid. Could you imagine if I start digging around and I found that I had a design for Arkosh before Levaslier was like done? Like before Levaslier was even started. Yo, what's going on, Rain? Rain is here. I predicted it. Rain is here. What's going on? Dude, Rain, okay. So we were researching how to make motion capture widely accessible for everyone. So theoretically, we could have motion capture that doesn't require a suit, doesn't require multiple cameras, doesn't even require Kinect. All you need is to have your webcam, and then eventually all you need to do is have your mobile phone. And then using that, you'll be able to capture movement data, transfer it into something like Blender, and then it's completely free motion capture that anyone can do. That said, our first step is to make sure that we can do motion capture for Minecraft animations. And I remember that you did some motion capture. And one of the first ones that I saw that was incredibly noticeable to me was when you did Cold as Ice. And you had your main character, I forget if it was a Steve or it was an actual character. He was standing on a rooftop of a building doing some sort of karate kata, if I remember correctly. What's going on, I Love Pie? Welcome to the live stream. And so when I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's very clearly motion capture, and it looks a bit janky, but that's a good step in making motion capture for Minecraft animation. So when I looked more into it, turns out quite a few people, I believe 4 or 5 people, have actually figured out how to do motion capture for Minecraft animation, but nobody has released how to do it. Nobody has talked about how to do it. And so, Rain, if you're still here, how the hell did you do it? Because we're speculating that the rig that you were using didn't quite fit the particular Minecraft model that you were using, and so your head on your Minecraft model was a bit janky. And so when the animation came out, you could see that his head was kind of all over the place, and the weighting was all wrong, because the human head is heavier than the rest of our body, and where your head goes is where your body will goes. And in that little karate kata, the dude's head was just flailing around all over the place. I'm assuming that the head didn't match the rig, and you had to delete a few keyframes on the head, and so it ended up having a strange looking head. Because that's a common trend with a lot of different Minecraft mocaps that I've seen by either what is his name, Mineworks, or some other unknowns that are just posted onto YouTube. What's going on, Dragon Warp Effects? Welcome to the live stream. Rain says, yeah, I did mocap before. I downloaded mocap from Mixamo. So you all you did was go onto Mixamo, download the data, and imported that onto your Minecraft rig. That's a bit. I'm still wondering how you're doing that, because you're gonna have to find a rig that perfectly fits the data, right? Is that how it works? I'm not sure how it works. Rain says, I think it's very janky because the physics of human anatomy is different than the Minecraft one. Yeah, for sure. I did see one particular mocap. I'm not sure if you've seen this, Rain. There is a particular video on YouTube just called Mocap for Minecraft Animation or whatever, and it looks really good other than the head, which is the same issues as yours, but a bit different. So this dude took a mocap data from a dude playing basketball. So he's just playing basketball, juggling the ball around, and he shoots. And it looks really damn good, except the head bends in the middle, like sideways. So what that tells me is there are 3 points in the head, and it's detecting the center of the head as the top of the neck. So it's bending there, and it doesn't work. And yeah, granted, the entire anatomy is different as well. I was just reminding everyone that a Minecraft character can't lie down perfectly flat with the same anatomy, because either the head sticks out or the arm sticks out. Dragon says, why use motion capture on a Minecraft rig? It feels too realistic. It's better to animate it by hand. Okay, here's why. You literally joined in just as I finished talking about this. Here's where I would use motion capture. Not in combat scenes, right? The reason I would not use it for combat scenes is, one, because if the combat itself is too over the top, like if someone flies up in the sky, I cannot realistically do that. So, one. And then two is, if I'm fighting in real life, I'm not going to wind up a punch and throw it. I'm just going to throw it. But in an animation, you do want to wind it up so that people can see how powerful it is. So for me to act that out, it's going to look fake, and it's not going to look real. There's no point in doing motion capture for that. I would not motion capture fights. I would motion capture conversations between two people. Because when you're in a conversation, there's not a lot happening, and it's not happening very quickly. So our eyes have a very good opportunity to pick up all the little movements and the tiny little things that we do as human beings. If you try to take out your hand and like take out a very fine point and aim it at something, you're going to realize that you have very tiny little movements and vibrations inside your human body, even if you're not trying to move. And those are captured in motion capture, right? Because literally everything is captured. And so if you have two people standing there across each other, they're just talking, you don't have to animate any of that. All it is you get these tiny little like idle movements that look very realistic. These idle movements aren't just a vibrate tag in Cinema 4D that are robotically determined. No, these are actual human beings moving very realistically in a real idle movement. That's where I would use it. Rain says, yeah, I agree. Minecraft works are better manually animated. If you're going to use mocap for Minecraft, it's best for game development. I've seen some mixed techniques of mocap and manual animation together. The reason I wanted to look into it was because I went to a PAX panel this year. Someone else's PAX panel, not mine. These guys are called SMB64. They make Mario machinimas, and they've recently started their own web series. I was asking them a whole bunch of questions like, you know, how are you getting these animations done so quickly if you have such a small team? What are your budgets, etc., etc.? And the guys over there said, for most of our animation, we just use mocap because imagine a full story animation of like 10 minutes, right? How much of the 10 minutes is actually fighting if it's a story animation? Probably not the entire 10 minutes. Most of the idle animations of just walking, right? Just the walking, just all the normal stuff, picking up like a cup of water and drinking, all this sort of small motion stuff, right? That's the stuff that you would use mocap for because it takes all the pain out of doing all of that. And you could spend, if you were designated 10 months to do that animation, right? Instead of spreading out the 10 months thin between the combat, the walking, and the idle, instead, do mocapping. Spend like a month doing the mocapping for all that sort of stuff. Reusable data as well. Reusable. Remember, reusable data. And then spend the rest of the 9 months getting a fucking fantastic fight scene done. Because mocap is fast. That's the thing. It might be a bit janky, especially for Minecraft animations, but if it's just idle, if it's just walking and it's just like a small movement like this, I don't think it'll be too janky. And especially hearing it from someone, especially hearing it from an animation studio that makes content on YouTube, hearing them do that and seeing actual success from them is a lot more affirming than not. Dragonworm says it's better to use a vibrate. I already have a vibrate tag, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. A vibrate tag is just you knock it on and it's fast. But a vibrate tag is determined by an algorithm. It's very algorithmic. It's not natural. It's robotic, right? Because what is the vibrate tag? It's a computer-generated random number sequence. Humans aren't computer-generated random number sequences. We move with intention. There is a specific way that we do certain things. If I'm going to reach for this cup of tea next to me, I'm not going to slowly reach out my hand, grab the cup of tea, and then move this in a certain way. If I'm going to hold this and talk with you guys, the way I hold this cup is not determined by a random position like this, and that, right? I'm holding it because I have to hold it. And whatever results in the natural movements of the vibrations are not predetermined, unlike a vibrate tag is. And that's the difference. It is way more natural, and there is a significant difference. Especially when the only thing that you have to look at is two characters talking. The human eye is able to pick that up. So what I'm saying is, if you mocap two people talking, and you showed it to someone who has no idea what they're looking at, and then you gave them two guys talking with just a vibrate tag on them, and you tell them to look at both of these, the person with no experience looking at both of these will say that the mocap one looks more natural, just because the natural movement is there. It is noticeable. Rain says mocap will greatly speed up the production for non-fight scenes. Exactly. Rain says, have you seen the gold Minecraft parody of Rude? It's mocap. I have not. I'll revisit that. Angelo says, did you use a step effector to do the spring thing? No, I did not use a step effector. All I used was the delay. I'll probably figure it out after the stream, because I've already done it. It's just, whenever I'm streaming, I suck. Rain says, I'm gonna head out, gonna have some dinner. Alright, have a good dinner, Rain. Thanks for stopping by. Would appreciate a like if you could do that as well. Thank you so much. Rain says, Chafe sent updates about this mocap thing on Discord. Absolutely will. We're researching into it. We're really into it, because it's not just mocap for us. It's, imagine if you could mocap anything and apply it to any rig. Make it widely accessible for anybody to do it anywhere. Right? It's a revelations for animations. Not just Minecraft stuff, for anyone. Just imagine that. It'll be a new world, man. Anyway, we only have 1 minute left, so I'm not gonna do much here. Let me just save this up and end the stream. Oh Jesus, forgot to turn that on. My bad. Well, I got a minute left to spend with you guys. I hope you guys took interest in what we're researching right now. Again, I have no experience in coding. Dade, the guy helping me do all this stuff, he has no experience in coding at all, so we can't really move on, even though we have the open source stuff that we need to be able to motion track webcams, right? We have all of that. We just don't know what to do with it. But we'll figure something out. And hopefully we'll be... It's not just for the Minecraft animations community, it's for the animation community in general. Once we get this done, and once we release this data to the world, I think we really will see a big shift in the way people animate. It says imagine mocapping a table. What the fuck? No, that ain't even mocapping. That's just like like, what do you call it? Motion tracking. That's not mocapping. Dragon Warp says, what are you gonna use it for? Can you show more examples? Because if you're doing background animation for people, then in the background, then it doesn't matter because you're gonna upload using depth of field. You could do it for that as well. It's Dragon. It's mainly for reusable data that you can check in the background, and not just for Minecraft animation. The main thing is to make it so that here's what really kicked it off. That really made Data and I have this vision. We were talking about having Kinects capture our motion data, and we found out that webcams can do it as well using this open source program that we have. And then I said, if we could optimize this and we could optimize it so anyone who owns a laptop and a webcam can motion track themselves doing anything on any rig, right? And you have Blender, which is entirely free. So you could motion cap yourself on any character for free. That'd be amazing. But then I also realized, if all you had to do is take out your phone from your pocket, set it up on a table, turn on your camera function, and record yourself. If all you needed to do to record motion capture data is to use your phone, that's a big ass shift. Anybody could do animations that way. Anybody, not just animation. Anybody could motion capture themselves doing any sort of fine animations, and it would be incredible. And that's the main thing. Making it accessible for everyone. That is the main thing. Not just making it for Minecraft animations. Like, you can mocap anything. Like, if you're ever curious, like, oh, I wonder what it would look like if I made my characters drink this cup of tea. Do it. It would be as simple as that. Just do it. Turn on your webcam, turn on the software, hit the button, record yourself, do it. It's that simple. Just imagine a world like that. That's what we're trying to make. Okay, you're right. Andre is right. It is time to wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys are excited over this little mocap thing that we're doing. I don't know how far we can get with it with zero experience in programming. So, you know, we'll figure something out. We'll keep you updated as well, because I'm sure that a lot of you guys like this idea of making it so widely accessible. With that said and done, thank you for all the support on Levaslier again with that animation problem that I had just now, and all the support with Levaslier in general. I really appreciate all the fan art that's coming in and all the support on the comments that you guys are leaving. It really does push us forward. This animated trailer will be done by the end of November. I'm 99% sure of that, just because of how things are going so far. And with that said and done, I'll see y'all on Saturday, where I might be playing with a VR device. I don't know. We'll have to see what's going to happen on Saturday. It might be pretty fun. See you then. Cheers.